Y'all really bullied me into making this review on the Drunk Deer A75 after my rapid trigger comparison video, but in this case, I am glad that I got bullied because this is an impressive keyboard, especially if you're looking for a cheaper alternative to the Wu-Ting. Damn, y'all really did me like you did Marquez on that OnePlus 12 video. So today I'm gonna compare it to the Wu-Ting, which I and many others still consider to be the #1 gaming keyboard on the market, and see how close it comes to dethroning the king. So let's start off with the pricing. The Drunk Deer A75 comes in at $130 versus $180 for the Wu-Ting 60HE. So you're saving about 50 bucks here that you can put towards a new keycap set, a new mouse, or invest in some stocks. Nvidia going to the moon or not. Where you guys yelled at me on the rapid trigger video was that other keyboards came in at a much higher price point, like the SteelSeries at $180, the Razer Huntsman at $210. And I get it, when something like this exists, honestly, it does make those keyboards look less appealing. And at $130, there's nothing quite like this keyboard on the market in terms of price to performance. Okay, so y'all won in that aspect. Are you happy? Are you happy? So the price is looking good. Let's take a look at the build quality now. This is a 75% layout, which a lot of people have been asking Wu-Ting for, but their keyboard has been delayed. And this one is available right now on Amazon for purchase. This case also features a volume knob that I actually like. I mean, who doesn't love a good knob? Pause. The case is made out of plastic, making it very lightweight. It has a retro mechanical keyboard vibe going on. Case for case, I much prefer the look of this case compared to the stock Wu-Ting case. It reminds me of one of those old Leopold keyboards, and you know what, honestly, I'm not mad at that. Also offering an aluminum version of this keyboard as well, but that brings up the price to around $180, which I think kind of defeats the purpose of this keyboard and the amazing price point that you can get this at. Now with Wu-Ting, you can put it into a custom keyboard case like I have done here with the Salvation, whereas with this one, they don't even want you to open up and see what's inside because the top and the bottom of the case are held together with 2 plastic clips, aka what they're probably trying to say politely to you is you're probably gonna break our shit. What they have done to entice you to keep your case closed is put in some plate foam and some case foam in there to soak up some unwanted sound from the case. So on one hand, they don't want you to open it, but on the other hand, they gave you everything that you need. One thing with the new Wu-Ting, the 80HE, is that they've used a non-standard layout. So you won't be able to get that same flexibility like putting into a KB Defense case, for instance, that you would with the 60HE. You'll be now pigeonholed to whatever case Wu-Ting is offering. Now that kind of sucks some of the fun and life out of the Wu-Ting. That was one thing that was kind of cool about the Wu-Ting, is trying to figure out what case works with it and what's compatible, and they took that away. So I'm a little bit disappointed in the new 80HE, but I'm sure it's still going to be a great keyboard. The case also has some kickstand feet on the back, which you can put this at a 10-degree typing angle. And I actually find this to be really nice if you're gaming because it prevents you from hitting some keys that you don't want to hit, especially when you have a low actuation point. As for the keycap quality, I have on my hands the ABS shine through keycap version, but they also offer a PBT version as well. So I can only speak to the ABS, and they're all right. They feel a little slippery to the touch, but not the worst thing that I've ever felt. The Legends look like any other OEM set of keycaps. And of course, you can always just go with the OEM bare bones of this keyboard and then just put on your own keycap. That's probably the route that I would go. I would get the bare bones of this and then put my own keycaps on there, probably some PBT, just to get a more durable keycap on there. So the bread and butter of these new wave of gaming keyboards is the ability to adjust your actuation point. And some keyboards are using like optical switches and some are using the Hall effect switches. Wu-Ting is using the Gateron Lecker switches, and here Drunk Deer is using a switch by a company called Raisha. These are a different style of Hall effect switches where the magnet isn't on the pole like on the Gateron, but placed north of the pole. Shout out Santa. So you won't be able to cross swap switches between the Lecker and the new Gateron switches that come out. These are hot swappable, so you'll be able to take them out and mod them if you so choose, but they have already been pre-lubed, and I think that they did a really good job. So the weight of these is 60 grams. Drunk Deer also offers some springs for $10, which you can make them lighter or heavier depending on your preference. I might check out those 42-gram springs in the near future. Overall, I prefer the feel of these switches stock with pre-lube to the Wu-Ting Lecker switches stock, and even lubed, if I'm being honest with you. So who are these Raisha people and how they've already beaten Gateron, and they've been in the game for forever? Maybe they've been around, I don't know. But anyways, guys, let's drop a sound test of the Deer A75 and we'll meet here right after to talk about it. So as you heard from the sound test, this keyboard is impressive. It sounds kind of, dare I say, thocky. I hate using it because it's so overused now, but it's a thocky keyboard. They did a really nice job on the stabilizers, especially that spacebar. Probably my favorite of any stock keyboard ever. Like, it's solid. It is really good, and that just goes to show the attention to detail that they did with this keyboard. They put out a, dare I say, better stock Hall effect keyboard than the Wu-Tang. Okay, so the Hall effect switches using the magnet on the stem allows you to adjust the actuation point, which is the point at which a keystroke registers on your keyboard. You can go from 0.2 millimeters to 3.8 millimeters, whereas on the Wu-Tang, you can go from 0.1 millimeter to 4 millimeters with the default Lecker switches, making the Wu-Tang overall faster. This is a very minimal difference, but sometimes that's all that matters in a competitive setting, so it is worth noting. Some people actually prefer putting the actuation point a little bit lower to something like a 0.2 millimeters anyways, because 0.1 can be a little too sensitive and can lead to misfiring during crucial moments in your game. The most important thing to have though is rapid trigger. I know previously they didn't have rapid trigger on this keyboard, but now they do, and it works great and feels snappy. Rapid trigger is huge right now, and rightfully so. Having a keyboard that can reset your keystroke and cut transmission to your computer anywhere on the switch without having to pass the initial actuation point has been a game changer. In Valorant and CSGO, you must be completely still to be accurate. The faster you can come to a dead stop, the better. With rapid trigger, all you have to do is release the key and it is almost instant. In other games, it will make sure that you have nice clean strafing. Being able to outstrafe your opponents while being accurate is one of the most important parts of first-person shooter games. And also, you got Osu. I don't play, but it's a game changer for that as well. Now, while it does have software you can download, it does have browser software just like the Wu-Tang. You can adjust the actuation per key or the whole keyboard. You can turn on rapid trigger as it's not on by default. They also have a low latency mode, but that reduces the RGB to focus on performance, which you guys know that I'm a huge fan of, and I just most of the time leave RGB off. It's been working flawlessly for me, and I love that you don't have to have another piece of software on your computer. Now, also keep in mind, it does have onboard memory, so you can just set it and forget it and take this anywhere, and it'll have your settings on your keyboard, and you never have to open it again if you don't want to. All right, so we've talked about some key areas of the Drunk Deer A75. So do I think it can dethrone the Wu-Tang? Well, if you're looking for a no frills, works right out of the box keyboard that sounds great without modding, a highly sought after layout that's available right now at an amazing price point, I think this does actually beat Wu-Tang if that's what you're looking for. Now, if you're looking for the fastest keyboard out technically with the actuation point of 0.1 millimeters and you want to customize your keyboard, maybe put it into a different case, obviously Wu-Tang wins, as they don't even allow you or don't even want you to open up the Drunk Deer. Availability wise, you can get this next day shipping on Amazon, whereas Wu-Tang, I believe it's still a month wait. Then they've yet to set a release date for the 80HE, but it will be coming out, but it won't give you the same customizations as the 60HE, so keep that in mind. So if you got to have a keyboard now, you want rapid trigger, you want the adjustable actuation points, yeah, Drunk Deer A75 is a winner at $130, $110 for the bare bones. Put your own keycaps. You're looking at about $160 for a great keyboard, and you got a knob. You got a knob, baby. All right, guys, so that's gonna do it for this review on the Drunk Deer A75. I hope you have enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any more questions down in the comments, and I'll be sure to reply. It has been your boy BT saying peace.